Hello, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. So, last week I went to the London Card Show, and I want to tell you guys about my experience because it was a little bit overwhelming. I must say, the negative part of my experience has nothing to do with the LCS itself. I feel like the event was pretty much well organized, there was plenty of activities to do, it wasn't crowded. I don't think they've oversold the tickets. I thought it was a pleasant experience. Organization itself, if that makes sense. But it also helps that it was on the Excel Center, which I'm pretty familiar with. I've gone to countless MCM Comic Cons and Pokemon championships, etc. So I do know the space pretty well. I'm familiar with it, so that takes the anxiety out of the event. So I feel like that might be a reason why I might be more positive aspects at the organization itself. Now, I was planning to go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I hadn't found I could attend the 3 days until very last minute, hence why I didn't post here. I thought about making a community post telling you guys I was going, but unfortunately, I didn't have the confirmation until a couple days before. By that point, I thought it was a little bit too late, so I do apologize for not telling anyone I was going. I didn't even know myself I was going. But in the end, I actually only end up going on Friday and Sunday. I was so excited the days leading up to the event, and especially on Friday, I was so excited to buy new cards and see everyone talking about their favorite cards and maybe talk with a few vendors, talk with a few people that love the hobby, seeing everyone show their love for different types of trading cards like One Piece, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! There's even like football cards, but I thought I was gonna have such a great time just seeing everyone trying to chase for their favorite cards, but that's was so different from the reality that I faced on Friday. Now, maybe I was a little bit naive. I know about the finance side of things. I know people are more into making the Pokemon trading card game as an investment and not as a collection. I've mentioned scalpers so many times on this channel, so I feel like you do know my position on this at this point, but very naively, I didn't think it was gonna be this bad on Friday. I just couldn't find a single person talking about cards in a way that they would express the love for the cards themselves, the illustration themselves. Everyone that I could overhear were talking about the pools that they have monetary wise, how much profit they made out of things that they bought, and it was just so disheartening to think this is a hobby for children. This is something that is supposed to be for collectors. This is something that is meant for people to enjoy. This is not meant to be something for finance, for gain. That's not what it is, and it's sad that this is what it's become now. And I don't want to sound like a weird person, but I found myself asking the question, where are the children? This is a child's game. There's no children around. It does make me sound like a sus person, but honestly, where are the children? I also felt something that I don't think most people would have had this experience, and most people wouldn't really care about this, but for me, it was kind of a big deal. I just kept feeling like I was constantly being bumped into, and I was making a conscious effort to not be in the way. I was making sure my bags were not hitting anyone. I was taking as little space as I could. Corridors were empty because, like I said, the LCS, I feel like it was well organized enough that it wasn't overcrowded. I don't think they've oversold the tickets. You can walk around pretty comfortably, but I still kept being bumped into. And I was trying to look at the cards. I was just, like flipping through the binders, and it's hard enough when I'm holding my camera and I'm using my other hand to try and flip the binders, and I've got my bag and I'm trying to be self-aware, and I just was constantly being bumped into, and I felt like so overstimulated to a point where I just didn't want to look at anything anymore. And I also didn't know if they were bumping into me just because, or if it was on purpose, because like I said, they could have walked around me. Some people did apologize. Some people, I could tell that it was genuinely an accident, that it would have bumped into me, but there was other people that they had the whole corridor to walk through and they just smacked into me, and it was just really overstimulating. And it also made me think if there were pickpockets, if they were trying to steal my phone, they were trying to steal something from my bag. So it just made me hyper aware of my bag, of everything around me, and I just couldn't relax and enjoy just looking out for the cards. I did end up picking up a few things, and I did end up trying to make the best out of it, but I just didn't feel that I wanted to go on Saturday. I was also not feeling well, and a few things have happened as well that made me not really want to attend on Saturday, so I skipped it altogether. I did, however, go on Sunday. I pushed myself to go. I really didn't feel like it, but I honestly had such a turn of events that I end up feeling quite happy by the end of it. I met so many amazing people. All the vendors that I talked to that day were actually really nice compared to Friday, where it was mostly about the money. I could see that people had love for the cards. There was a few vendors that had their cards organized by artists and not by value, which in itself to me showed that they actually cared about cards. One of the vendors where I got most of my Yukimoris, he wanted to have cards for everybody as a set, and that kind of meant a lot to me because he didn't just want to have the big cards that everybody wants to buy. He wanted to have cards for everyone that enjoys the hobby, and that just made the experience so much more positive to know that there's vendors who still actually care about the hobby and not about just making a quick buck. A quick shout out to Scout and Pokelena, that they were both super nice, and especially Scout. We had like a massive conversation about the hobby, about cards, about everything, and it was just so lovely to meet everyone. It was really such a positive experience.
If you have not watched any of Lucky J's videos or any content, you have to. My name is Trainer Scout. We're here at the London Card Show having a blast of the time. We are looking for some Yukimori artworks for Ellie. If you have the Venusaur and Snivy Tag Team GX, you know who to call. And let's make it happen.
Yeah!
Right? Have a lovely day.
Yeah, look what you got. Look what you got. Yeah! I end up buying a bunch of cards, like way too many. I feel like they're all falling, but I'm gonna make a separate short video about that. And also on the b-roll, I feel like you can see plenty of clips of me buying these cards, but if you want to see one by one, I will be making a separate video on these. I also got two of these 1x1 figures. They're called the Dream Painting, I think they're called, and I got both of these from Dark Sphere, where again everyone was lovely. We had like a wonderful conversation in there. They seem like such nice people who actually care about the hobby, so shout out to them. And if you want to see what I had, you're gonna have to subscribe and put those notifications up, because I'm gonna open these on a separate video so you guys can see what I got.
Oh!
Just give me the Gengar.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yay!
I mean, I like all of them, so.
I also got this Prismatic Evolutions tin, and I kinda wish I had bought all the tins. They were at a reasonable price. I don't know why. I mean, I only wanted Leafeon really because I love Leafeon, it's my favorite one, but I really should have just gotten all of them. But I did buy this. I opened, spoiler alert, there was nothing in there, but at least I got the tin. The tin looks nice. And I also got this deck box. I don't really buy deck boxes, but I really like the pattern on this one. I love the illustration. It has a Sableye and a Acerola, and I just thought it has another Sableye in there. I just thought it was really cute, so I had to get it. I feel like on Sunday it was a much more positive experience. I could tell that people were there because they wanted to buy their favorite cards. I could see people hunting for specific cards to finish sets, specific cards that they really wanted to buy. I could see kids walking around. I guess it helped that it was a weekend and not a weekday. Maybe that's why more families were coming in. But on Friday, it was just such a huge contrast from Friday, where I could tell that people were just trying to get a good deal for the finances. I don't know how else to put it. It's like the finance bros of Pokemon came out on Friday and the actual collectors came out on Sunday. I did see a lot of people commenting on this as well. I was scrolling through my social media and I felt like a lot of people felt this way as well, especially on Friday. On Friday, I could see the trading tables were empty. They had activities, they had gaming arcades, they had the gaming bus. All of this was empty. They had panels with voice actors from Yu-Gi-Oh! And from Pokemon, and those were mostly empty as well. And I'm like, why are you here? It just gave me this vibe of no one is here for the hobby. It was just such a surreal feeling of nobody here actually likes the cards. Like, and obviously when I say nobody, I'm wildly exaggerating. I know that there's people who actually enjoy the hobby, who actually enjoy cards, who were there on Friday, but I feel like the vast majority of people who were there for the finances kinda maybe overshadowed people who actually love the hobby. On Sunday was a completely different experience. On Sunday, I ended up having a very good day. I ended up meeting loads of wonderful people, so I did change my mind. And like I said again, I want to give a shout out to everyone who I've met on Sunday and even people who I've met on Friday, that they were lovely and made me have a good time, because this is why I like the hobby and this is why I love going to conventions. It's just to meet other people who like the hobby as well and to connect and hear their stories and hear about their favorite cards. So hopefully in the future, when I go to more events, I can find more people like that as well, hopefully. If you've been to the London Card Show, let me know your thoughts down below. If you felt the same way, if you perhaps have a different experience, because I'm not saying my experience is the truth. What happened to me might be a completely different experience from someone else. In fact, I hope other people had a much more positive experience than I did. But please feel free to let me know down below in comments. And yeah, that's it for me for today. Make sure you're subscribing and putting those notifications up so you can see what I got at the cards and you can see what I got for the 1-5 figures. And yeah, hope you have an amazing day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.